What was the question again? It wasn't about why is it hard to be an ally.
Wow, that's a big question. I feel like to be an effective ally is trying to understand people who are different than you, and even if you don't, to respect them anyways.
It's about everyone being able to be their whole selves and sort of openly celebrate who they are.
I think being an effective ally at ASIJ means showing up. It's really hard for many of our students or our staff members who have marginalized identities to be constantly trying to advocate for themselves, to say, are there ways in which this could be more inclusive? Or to bring up that, well, actually, I don't have that right and privilege in Japan. Or that, yeah, no, actually the dress code doesn't really work for me. Or I actually prefer this pronoun, but it's a lot of effort to keep correcting people around me. And it's when the allies do it. It's when our friends and our peers and our families and our colleagues show up and say, hey, couldn't this be more inclusive? And put themselves out there to do that fighting. It really supports our members of our community, and also doesn't put it on them to always have to fight for themselves.
I guess the most important thing might be like the ability to like put those in the queer community at ease, especially because there's a lot of hate.
I think it's important because respecting others' identities is a really key component of making a strong community, because if you can't respect other people's identities, it's hard to really bond as a community.
Being an ally is the least we can be, but in some ways it can be the hardest for us to admit that we have the power to be an ally and make the place better for other people who are constantly striving to have it be a place that they can truly be themselves.
Part of the reason why we keep coming back to No Place for Hate Club, but why that came out in the first place, and why that was created in the first place, was creating a safe space where students could be able to explore, challenge what's happening, take a look at something that they are curious about and be able to ask a question, whether it has to do with identity or something else.
We've done a couple of ally-related events, like Ally Week, where we would create the ASIJ mural right in front of the high school library, and we would hold kind of musical performances in the courtyard to spread positivity regarding, queer artists and etc.
Like, for example, like having this Pride Parade, like we're going to be participating in it.
Obviously, it can be a very confusing time, but what they need is, visibility and leaders who are saying, no matter who you are, no matter who your friends are, no matter who your family members are, we love you and you are accepted and you are a part of our community. So I think a middle school is a really great place to expose students to that type of acceptance.
Even if you're not part of GSA, just kind of being present at the parade will really, it will really change your perspective on Pride and just being an ally. And
every single one of us has different privileges in different spaces, whether it's in terms of our ability or our background or the education that we bring. And it can be hard to admit that we have that privilege, but using it can be so powerful. And I think we don't often see what a big difference it can make for the people around us.
To kind of extend that kindness and that acceptance that we learned in ASIJ to other people, and to try to participate in strengthening whatever community there is wherever we go.